The vision here is a dream. We're in the desert of dreams, and we call it the desert of dreams is because our ancestors and our founding father dreamt in the desert. And you see the desert in images and sometimes documentaries, and you feel, is their life? They lived in the desert. They thrived in the desert, and they dreamt in the desert. Can you hear his voice? This is the first voice that we play the moment you start with your journey in the pavilion. We wanted this to be the first voice that people listen to. He's our first dreamer. He's the founding father, Sheikh Zayed. For us, he's the father. He's the father of our dream. More than 50 years ago, Sheikh Zayed took Abu Dhabi Pavilion to Osaka Expo. That's before the unification of the country. Today, his country is hosting the world. The legacy is being honored and lived through the people of the UAE, whether they're from the UAE or in the UAE since the day it was born. It's through the eyes of people, through their actions, through what we see in milestones that we're achieving every day. When you trace it, Becky, you trace it back to our founding father.
This idea of the late Sheikh Zayed as a dreamer is a common theme running through the pavilion. And in designing it, Noura wanted visitors to really understand Zayed's legacy as the visionary responsible for bringing together the country 5 decades ago.
Here, Becky, this is the first kind of element of showing our first dreamer, Sheikh Zayed, with the founding fathers, pointing out in other images, drawing on the sand, which is, we're surrounded by it here, planting. And from here, this is when he called for the world to build the country with him. This is the story of unity. The sounds raise up, the lights gather, the more people in this circle to show our guests that unity is strong, it's loud. He says it in his own words, where for him is the way of strength.
By juxtaposing the UAE's past, moving through its present and looking into the future, the pavilion also pays particular homage to the unsung heroes that make up the fabric of the Emirates, the dreamers who do. And the idea is that this pavilion reflects the stories of the 200 nationalities that call the UAE home. And for Noura, an Emirati woman who grew up here after the nation was born, that diversity is the cornerstone of the UAE's story.
Our story is way beyond the skyscrapers. It's this. It's those people who are living the dream with us. And there's a story, Becky, about Sheikh Zayed. When he was in the desert, he used to stand in the desert and say, there is a hospital, there's a factory, and his friends, but Zayed, it's a desert. This is Zayed's desert. He saw the desert, but he saw the future. So in this immersive experience, the more people stand in front of the desert, it reflects the future.